What's up, guys? This is Unreal Gaming Hardcore, and welcome back again to another Tree of Savior video. And finally, we're gonna do another Archer build. And this one is not that conventional, but it's the build that I used to grind at Iridian. So I thought I should share this at least before I go experiment on the other Archer builds. And this build is Fletcher, Hunter, and Wugushi. So we're gonna do the usual challenge mode and maybe show how I use this on the hunting grounds. And without further ado, let's do this. Okay, here is the build. We got the Fletcher, the Hunter, and the Wugushi, the Poison Master. And before we start, I would like to say that this build is using Kidoran items that are given away for free. Just in case you're wondering. Okay, let's go. So Hunter, let's show some Hunter skills. And the first skill is Growling. And it's an AoE debuff that makes enemies around your pet unable to do anything. So this is your cheat move. This is the reason why you will take Hunter if you want to do some mobbing at Iridian or somewhere else. Because look at this. Enemies are basically useless when they are growled at. Just don't go too far from your pet because growling will cancel. So to make your pet move, when it's growling, you need to use Praise, a skill that teleports your pet to your location. So you just need to keep teleporting your pet if you want it to keep on growling. The next one is Hounding. This is a buff that increases your loot chance by 500 and also reveals hidden enemies and inflicts fear on them. This is another useful skill if you're farming Planium or doing hunting grounds. It's just weird that the devs didn't make the duration longer because the cooldown is so quick anyway that they might as well make it last 30 minutes. That's just my opinion. Another skill is Coursing, so this makes your pet bite the enemy and cause bleeding and making them immobilized. But immobilized don't work on bosses, so it's just the bleeding and the defense debuff if you use it on the boss. Coursing used to be one of the most overpowered skill in game before because of the immobilized, but now they reduced it, so it's a bit fair now, it's reasonable. Then we have Howling, a critical resistance debuff. A very handy skill, it's just the cooldown is a bit long. Then we have Rush Dog, a skill that makes your dog rush to the enemies. Yeah, I don't know about this one. They should rework this because it's buggy, sometimes it wouldn't work. So they should rework it. I think that's most of the Hunter skills. Now let's head on to Wugushi, and the first skill is Poison Pot. Now this skill creates a decent sized poisoned area which damages the enemies around, and also when you use it you can activate the boss monster skill if you have a compatible boss monster card. So max this out because this is one of your main skill. Then we have Jinkangu, a skill that creates a small poisoned area which debuffs and damages enemies around, and when they die having the debuff, there's a chance to spawn small insects. This one is another good skill, and I use this right after Poison Pot to maximize the effect. The next skill is Wide Miasma, another area attack poison skill, but also turns you invisible for 10 seconds. Another good skill to use along with Poison Pot and Jinkangu. Oh my god, there's too many good Wugushi skills. It's a good problem to have. Okay, the next skill is Wugongu and Latent Venom. Both are single target poison skills, but Wugongu spreads poison when the target is getting hit. Then Zendu, a 30-minute buff that adds poison property to your attacks. And then Crescendo Bane. Now this skill basically accelerates all the poison damage the enemy is experiencing, so this is another good skill to use right after all the poison skills you have. Okay, now for Fletcher skills. And the first skill we're gonna show is Crossfire. Now this skill fires a shot in the shape of a cross that damages and burns enemies. This is a very good mobbing skill. I usually follow this with Divine Machine Arrow, a skill that hits a single target but then explodes to hit enemies around, and the damage is amplified if the target is burning. That's why I use this after Crossfire. Then we have Magic Arrow, a skill that creates a small magic trap that inflicts damage on enemies that step on it. a decent skill, but the size of the area of attack makes it hard to use when you're mobbing, so I usually just use it for boss monsters. Another skill that I use on boss monsters a lot is Broadhead, and this skill makes the enemies bleed. Very straightforward, just make them bleed. Then we have Barbed Arrow, which is the skill that's best used against cloth armor and leather armor targets because it does multiple hits. Now this skill is very good, but there are times that enemies are plate armored, so yeah, it's very situational. And I guess that's most of the skills. And now that we have shown most of the used skills, let's talk about why these classes are here in this build. Let's start with Fletcher. Now Fletcher is here because of its very consistent damage against boss monsters and even mobbing. And Wugushi is here because Fletcher mobbing skills got cooldown and is troublesome. And we fix it by adding another class that's decent with mobbing, and that's Wugushi. And it also happens to be good against boss monsters too, so that's good. And now for the last class, Hunter. It's here for one skill only, and it's Growling, because it helps you control enemies attacking you. And all of the other Hunter skills are just bonuses, so yeah, we added this for crowd control. And that's it, guys. That's another Tree of Savior video. Hope you guys like it. So like it if you do, and subscribe if you want to help the channel. And this is Andre of Gaming Hall. See you in the next one.